Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's, pretty basic, but when you really think about it, it's actually kind of profound.
Oh, yeah.
Free fall.
Hmm.
We've got this excerpt here that just like totally blew my mind.
Hmm.
It really gets into both the experience of falling and the physics behind it. So
Yeah.
get ready to like see free fall in a whole new light,
Yeah.
right? From those like crazy exhilarating sensations
Yeah.
to, the elegance of like the actual physics at play.
I love that. The elegance of physics. That's great.
It really is. I mean, we're going to be exploring how free fall kind of reveals the like universality of physics
Yeah.
and why even like a feather and a stone,
Yeah.
they become like totally equal in the eyes of gravity.
Yeah. That's always a head scratcher for people.
It is. It's like, how can that be? So let's just jump right in.
Okay, let's do it.
This excerpt, it doesn't just like, talk about falling, right? It really emphasizes the beauty and the wonder of free fall as like more than just going downwards.
Yeah, it's really poetic.
It is. It uses all this like really cool imagery.
Yeah.
Like it talks about it as a breathtaking ballet. Okay, what do you think about that?
I mean, it makes you picture it differently, right? Like it's not just, oh, something's falling. There's a grace to it. There's a almost like a choreography.
Yeah, like a dance.
Yeah, exactly.
But it also says it's an elegant surrender to the forces that govern our cosmos. I mean, wow.
It makes it sound almost spiritual,
It really does.
doesn't it?
Okay, ready for this one? A journey through the very fabric of existence. I mean, come on.
Wow.
What do you think, like, if you were standing at the edge of a cliff or something? Like, what emotions come up for you?
I think for most people it'd be terror.
Yeah.
But I get what they're saying, like
Mm.
that feeling of letting go, of being completely at the mercy of these forces. Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah, totally. And it makes you think about like how does that connect to us? Like, are we all just kind of like falling through existence in a way?
Whoa, that's deep, man.
Okay, but let's get back to the physics a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because the source makes this point that I think is so cool. It says that in free fall,
Yeah.
all objects, no matter what they weigh, they fall at the same rate.
Right, right.
Now explain this to me, because I still, like every time I hear it, I'm like, wait a minute.
I know it's one of those things that, like, in our everyday experience, it doesn't seem to make sense.
It doesn't.
Right. Like, if you drop a feather in a bowling ball,
Yeah.
obviously the bowling ball is going to.
Hit the ground first.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's because of air resistance, right? If you took away all the air, if you were in a vacuum,
Yeah.
they would fall at exactly the same rate.
That's insane. So, like, why is that? Why does that happen?
It all comes down to gravity, right?
Gravity pulls on everything with the same force, regardless of its mass.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter if you're, a tiny little ant
Yeah.
or a giant elephant.
Right.
Gravity's going to pull on you with the same force.
So, okay, so like, imagine we're up on top of the Empire State Building.
Uh-huh. Right.
I'm already getting scared.
And we've got a feather and a bowling ball.
Okay.
And we drop them at the same time.
Mhm.
They would hit the ground at the exact same time
In a vacuum. Yes.
in a vacuum.
Yes. Okay.
So theoretically, yeah,
That is so wild.
it is.
Okay, so we talked about like the sort of philosophical side of free fall.
Right.
We talked about the physics.
Yeah.
But what about like the actual feeling?
Right. The experience.
This source, it goes into like the sensory experience.
Okay.
Like the rush of the air.
Yeah.
The world blurring around you. Like that feeling of weightlessness.
It's funny because it makes me think of like roller coasters or like
Yeah.
jumping off a diving board.
Yeah,
You get that moment of like, oh, my stomach's in my throat.
exactly.
And you feel like you're floating for a second.
Have you ever like, I don't know, skydived or anything?
No. I'm way too much of a chicken for that.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, even just like, that feeling on a roller coaster, it's pretty intense.
It is.
And so, like, what is happening in our bodies when we feel weightless?
So it's not that gravity goes away, right?
Right.
It's that everything around you is also falling at the same rate.
Okay.
So you're still being pulled down by gravity, but you're not like pressed against anything.
Got it.
And that creates that sensation of weightlessness.
That makes sense. I mean, it's like our bodies are so used to feeling the ground or a chair or something, pushing back up on us
Yeah.
that when that's suddenly gone, it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Exactly. It's like our brains are trying to figure it out.
Okay, so this source makes one more point that I thought was really cool.
Right. What's that?
It talks about free fall as like a physics lesson in action.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, right? Like all these concepts that we learn about in physics class, like acceleration and velocity,
Yeah,
they really come to life in free fall.
they do.
Like it's not just equations on a page anymore.
Right. It's real. You can feel it.
So, like, how would you explain, I don't know, maybe to someone who's, never taken a physics class,
Okay. Right.
how would you explain how acceleration and velocity play into free fall?
Okay, so let's start with acceleration.
Right.
Acceleration is basically how quickly your speed changes.
Okay.
So when you're in free fall, you're constantly accelerating downwards because gravity's pulling you.
So you're going faster and faster.
Exactly, exactly. And then velocity.
Yeah.
Velocity is your speed and direction.
Okay.
So as you're falling, your velocity is increasing, which means you're falling faster and faster in a downward direction.
So it's like free fall is more than just a drop, right? It's a way to, like, actually experience physics firsthand, you know?
Absolutely.
It's like connecting with these universal forces in a way that's, like, really tangible.
I love that it's like the universe is giving us a physics lesson.
It is.
And it's a reminder that even in the simplest things, like an apple falling from a tree,
Right.
there's so much depth, there's so much to learn.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to, like, wrap things up.
Yeah.
It's like free fall. It's not just about falling.
It's about so much more.
It's about, like, understanding the forces that shape our world.
And our place in the universe.
Exactly. So the next time you see something falling, whether it's a leaf or a raindrop or, I don't know,
A bowling ball
bowling ball, yeah.
from the Empire State Building.
Just remember, there's, like, a whole world of physics and wonder happening right in front of your eyes.
And it makes you wonder if free fall is like, a journey through existence, what other everyday things have these hidden depths that we just haven't explored yet?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to think about that. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into free fall.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, stay curious.
Bye, everyone.